Welcome to Community Voices with your host, Tarence Lauchie. This radio roundtable features community, business, and religious leaders that discuss current events and topics that impact our urban community. If you would like to be a guest or if you have a suggested topic, contact the station today at 616-259-7342. Now, into the program.
Greetings and welcome back to Community Voices. I am Tarence Lauchie, and you're tuned in to 91.9 FM, The People's Choice. It's a great day, both inside and outside. And it's a good day because we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is, of course, some cancer awareness. But we're also going to be talking about Black History Month and talking about some things that will help us to be a part of the community and to support the efforts of the Gilda's Club of Grand Rapids. I'm blessed to have in the studio Miss Tracy Whiting. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
I think we talked last year this time, and we were just kind of pushing some things out and what was happening, what was going on. So fill our audience in, our listening audience into what's going on with Gilda's.
What's going on is we're celebrating Black History Month, and what we're doing is talking about Black love.
Okay.
And
I like that. That has a nice ring to it,
yes.
Black love.
Yes.
You know? Okay.
And the different layers of love, from romantic love to friendship love to kinship love to community love. And we're doing it from a past, present, and future perspective.
Well, it sounds like a little bit of thought has gone into this.
It has.
Great. Well, we're combining two very important elements, of course, Blackness and love. This being Black History Month, we have 28 or 29 days this year to quote unquote commemorate and to remember accomplishments and achievements, but we're Black all year long. I was telling somebody the other day, I'm Black 365.
Yes.
So anything that would help to promote the success of our people, I'm here.
Yeah, I think that Black love is something that is not expounded on a lot. We talk about a lot of things in the community, but love and the love that we have for one another and how that transcends is something that we don't touch on a lot.
True, that's true. Ms. Tracy, tell us about Gilda's Club of Grand Rapids. I do know that there are Gilda's Clubs all over the United States or in various places throughout the United States, but give us a little bit of background, a little history, because there might be somebody tuning in either by way of YouTube or maybe even listening in their car, and they don't know what Gilda's Club is about.
Gilda's Club is a free cancer and grief community. We provide emotional support for anybody on a cancer or grief journey. All of our services are free. We have something and things that are age appropriate for someone as young as 3 to someone who is as seasoned as 103.
Wow. Well, if somebody lives to be 103, hey, more power to them, right? I know cancer is a very serious issue, but there are lots of treatments and there are cures, but there are people on the journey, and that would be the family members as well as the individuals with diagnosis. I'm a almost 14-year cancer survivor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I kind of know a little bit about the journey, but talk about what Gilda's provides while people are going through the grief journey or perhaps even the victory journey.
Okay. What we provide is different groups, different things for people to engage in, because everyone does not fit into a group. So we have Tai Chi and different activities, arts and crafts, and a number of activities to engage people and where they can have those serious conversations in a safe space.
I like that.
Yeah.
Great. So that's the Gilda's Club of Grand Rapids. Tell us about this February event. I know that our listening audience may be just tuning in or maybe kind of scanning the radio dial. You're wondering, what are we talking about? Ms. Tracy Whiting is here, and she's with Gilda's Clubs of Grand Rapids. And we're talking about Black love, the celebration of Black love this month from the past, present, and future journey. So I'll just slow it down, let you walk through what's happening, dates and times.
Okay.
And you said it's free. Am I correct?
It is free, and it's for members and the community alike. It's going to be on Saturday, the 24th from 1 to 3. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a panelist, and they will express their love. We are also going to do different activities. Like we we're going to have flowers, because some people represent their love in a bouquet.
Yes.
Some people represent their love with a rock.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we're going to have a number of activities where one can represent their love in an abstract way. And yeah.
Wow, you sound like you're going to be orchestrating this. Are you a part of the design team?
I am. I
Okay.
am.
Because I
am.
can tell by the passion in your voice that, this is going to be nice.
This is going to be really nice, and I think it's something that's needed, as I said, in the community, and to highlight the love that we have for one another
Yeah.
from a past perspective, a present, and a future. What does that look like? And it looks different for everyone. Love is a vital vein in the African American community.
Absolutely.
And it's something that hasn't been touched on a lot.
Sure. Well, you mentioned it's expressed in a lot of different ways, and you're absolutely correct. One of my love languages is food. And when I say that, people laugh, but I mean a good meal and good people around that meal is part of what I grew up with. We may not have had money, we may not have had a lot of things, but we had food and love, and that was one way to express that love was the gathering of food.
Yes.
And then fellowship, being in the church, we use fellowship an awful lot as the opportunities to express the love of Christ. In fact, the scripture tells us that they will know that we're his disciples by the love that we show one toward another.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the community love, and how intimate love expands to community and self-love.
But talk a little bit more about that, because when somebody is on that journey, whether it's the cancer journey or the grief journey, or like I said, the victory journey, how does that individual or that intimacy, how does that play a part in the support system?
That plays a large part. For number one, we as social workers at Gilda's Club, the love that we have to do this work.
Yes.
It starts right there. And then with each person being able to get supported in a space that is safe and they feel comfortable, that's a form of love.
Oftentimes when people get the diagnosis of cancer, or they are connected, related, or in some way associated with someone, it's often doom and gloom. But I think love is one of the driving elements that helps people to survive, both before, during, and after the journey.
Yes.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that as a social worker or somebody who deals with people who have these issues.
Well, I also think that families that support someone during the illness is important. That's a form of love. Friendships, everybody working together collaboratively to support that person.
Sure.
And keep them in a space that is hopeful. Yeah.
Hope. I know faith, hope, and love, those things are the elements that kind of connect. You can't get one without the other.
Right.
Yeah. How long have you been with Gilda's?
I've been with Gilda's for 10 years.
Wow. 10
Yes.
years.
I love the work that we do at Gilda's Club. I think that we don't share enough in terms of providing that emotional support, because emotional support is part of health.
Absolutely.
And health, your mental health, your emotional health, and physical health all goes together. And Gilda's Club is very supportive of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Absolutely.
So that helps to promote support for all the community.
Sure. So that means that the Black Love Experience taking place on Saturday is not limited to just Black people.
No, it's not. And in fact, I just hope that everybody comes out to experience what we experience on a 365-day thing.
Exactly. So what can we expect on Saturday, the 23rd, am I correct?
24th.
24th, Saturday 24th, that's right. What can be expected for that event, and how do people need to register for this? Is it a drop-in?
We ask that you register, but if you just drop in, you can just drop in. What you can expect is we're going to have some light food. We're going to have a panelist. And as I said, we're going to have activities where one can abstractly say what their love look like.
Nice.
And because love is different for everybody, you get to express your love.
I think that it would be worth somebody bringing someone with them to this event, especially if it's someone that they love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's going to be an outstanding event. It's going to be held at the Bridge Street location. Can you give information as to where people could register? And we'll talk a little bit more, but somebody listening right now may want to know, how do they register for this event?
You can give us a call at 616-453-8300 to register. But if you just happen to be in the area and would like to drop in, we're at 1806 Bridge Street.
1806 Bridge Street. And that's Gilda's Club of Grand Rapids. So those who may have some questions will probably, want to know, what are the services specifically? There's a website, I'm sure, for Gilda's that people can expect to receive beyond this event that's taking place on Saturday. Someone with a diagnosis, someone who is a family member of a diagnosed individual, or someone who is grieving the loss of a loved one due to cancer?
Yes, we have a number of different groups. For an example, I do Sister to Sisters, and Sister to Sisters is a group for women of color. It originally started out with those with breast cancer, a support group. But in answering to the community, we also found out that women of color with different cancers didn't have a support group. So as we looked at that, we expanded Sister to Sisters to any woman of color who has a cancer diagnosis. We have something for children, and a number of different cancer-related groups: brain cancer, colorectal cancer, prostate cancer. So and we have something for everyone.
I had an opportunity to support one of the calendar individuals when you all did a calendar with, I don't know if it was Sister to Sister, but I know it was Sister to Sister. Okay, I know it was Gilda's, but I don't know if it was that particular program. But yeah, there were some ladies who are survivors, and they're still surviving, that participated by taking pictures and being in the calendar. That was a fundraiser. Do you guys have some opportunities for people to give and to support the whole support system of cancer?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we just recently put out a new calendar.
Oh, did you?
Yes,
Awesome.
And it's absolutely stunning. And it's important to look at who you're representing. And it's something that we use in the community to educate the community on the services that we provide and to look at some beautiful survivors.
Absolutely. I think that, all things celebration when it comes to life is just vital. You mentioned the hope, you mentioned the love. I like the fact that you're saying on Saturday that people can express their love in different ways.
Yes.
Through the creative use of art. You said flowers.
Flowers, cupcakes. What does your love look like? Does it look sweet as a cupcake?
Nice.
Does it look solid as a rock? Does it look beautiful like a bouquet? There are many elements to love and how we look at love. So I think it's going to be a wonderful program.
I want to push you a little bit here. Tell us about the Black connection, because love is love. God loved the whole world, not just Black, not just whites, but he loved the whole world. But what makes Black love unique? I think I know somewhat of the answer, but tell me, in our listening audience, what makes it unique to try to express Black love?
I think what makes it really unique is the fact that it's not expounded on. And it is there. And it's a vital vein in our communities. That's how we thrive. No one gets to where they are by themselves.
That's right.
It's the love of other people, your family members, your friends, your kinship that allows you to continue to thrive, sometimes in a very oppressed society.
There you go. And I think that's what I was looking for, was something that simply helped to reveal or to encourage the concept of overcoming years and years of obstacles, enduring or being resilient despite prejudices or inequities over the years. Things have gotten a lot better. I can say that. I mean, I'm only a certain number of years old, but just in watching the years go by, I've seen some progression here in our city, but in the world, we still have some work to do. And I think celebrating Black love is an opportunity to help overcome some of those barriers.
Yes, and I also think that there are some myths about love,
Okay.
and especially in relationships as it relates to romantic love. People often think that, this is something that is always blissful, but it's not. It's those ways of communicating and forgiving and being open to learning more about your partner, be it your friend, be it your lover, be it whoever it is. And in the Black community, we're doing that on a consistent basis.
Wow. It sounds like there's a lot of good pride in this about Black love being, paramount and something that we need to look more into. Of course, it's important to leave legacy. It's important for us to teach this to younger generations because some people think love is just a moment of physical affection when it runs so much deeper. Based on what you're saying, somebody on the cancer journey or someone supporting someone on the cancer journey really only has one string to play on, and that's love. Yeah, because there's so many things that are uncertain.
Yes.
What are some of your certainties when it comes to Black love? What's certain for sure?
For sure that we have it.
That it's here. It's present.
And that it is something that we thrive on and that we need to continuously move forward in a system. Sometimes that is broken. Sometimes that appears unfair and can be unfair and in oppression as a people. So yeah, I think Black love is a beautiful thing, and I've experienced it through relationships, through love in terms of romantic love, friendship love, and kinship love.
I like that. Romantic, friendship, kinship, right?
And community.
Community.
And community.
Sure.
That's why I'm here.
I think that makes a big difference, and I really want to point out the fact that God's love is expansive, but we're focusing in on a slice. We're focusing in on specifically for February Black love and how it's unique and it's nuanced and it's present,
and it's not contained to just Black people.
Yeah, it impacts the world.
Yeah, it impacts the world.
Yeah,
Yes.
you think about the love for science and those who had various inventions of the early 19th and 20th centuries, and how their love and passion for the betterment of people. You think of the marches and those who fought for civil rights, the traditional celebrants. But there are so many people whose names were never mentioned. So many people in community like yourself who may not have a national platform but making major impact. What would you say to somebody who has that burden on the inside to show love, Black love particularly? What would you say to them as somebody who's doing it?
I say never underestimate the power of small things and small inputs in terms of what could be measured by others, because in order to get to a bigger place, you start with a small piece of it. When you see leaders, you're seeing one leader, but all of those people that put that love in to get him there, him or her there, is really part of community and what love is, and preparing and helping someone be the best that they can be.
I love it. I love how you've identified the fact that we all play a part in that process from the youngest to the eldest. What are some of the things that challenge that community? What challenges the community of love for Blacks here in Grand Rapids particularly?
Well, I think that, as I started out with saying, it's not embodied enough. We hear about the crime, we hear about all of these other things, but we don't hear enough about the love.
All right. You can't even say love without smiling. Love.
I mean,
I agree. I agree 100%.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
Love for community.
Wait, you don't have to convince me. But there may be somebody who needs
Yes.
to know that love for community comes from where? Where does that come from?
That comes from your family, and being able to love yourself, and getting those validations. So yeah, I just think that our love is expansive.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
vital,
Yeah.
and it's moving.
Well, I always got to throw some scripture in there. I've been teaching a series on Love Month. We have Love Month at our church, and Scripture says that God is love. Period.
Yes.
That's a full statement. That's a complete statement. And so, in manifesting who we are as God's creations, God's creatures, we have the awesome opportunity to express that love.
Yes.
And I love what you're doing with Gilda's. I love the fact that there is a Black Love event on Saturday, the 24th. And what time is that event?
That event is from 1 to 3.
1 to 3, located at
1806 Bridge Street.
And it's free and open to the public.
Yes.
For somebody to register, they can go to the website, but calling on the phone would be a good option.
They can call on the phone or go to the website, gildasclubgr.org, and they can give us a call.
And the phone number again?
616-453-8300.
Well, I'm giving Miss Tracy a chance to catch her breath, but for those who are tuning in, we've got a few more moments left. And I want to encourage somebody today that's not experiencing the love that they think they should. There are some things that we can do to generate that love among ourselves. You mentioned self-love, and I'm not talking about something weird, spooky, and crazy, but just appreciating the fact that God made us.
Yes.
And appreciating the fact that we're here and that we're breathing and that we're alive and that we can connect to people. One of the things I kind of like as a nuance to Black love is, and I may be pushing the envelope, but you can walk down the street anywhere in this country and you see another Black person, they'll nod at you, they'll speak to you, they'll smile at you, almost as if to recognize that we're in this thing together.
Yes.
And while there are no current marches in the streets, there are no current police brutality situations being televised that we know of at this moment, we still have to show that unity. We still have to somehow be committed to unified faith, unified efforts of showing love in the community.
Yes.
Challenge our listeners to do that. Challenge our listeners to get up, pick up, be about it, do something.
I challenge our listeners to be forgiving, be understanding, and give space. Because that's what we need. And when we think about love, we think in thinking about love in Gilda's Club, they give us the space and the opportunity, the platform, and we can give that to one another.
Sure.
And be forgiving. Be forgiving.
Especially when you're facing challenges such as life-threatening illnesses. Life-threatening illnesses. So counseling's available.
Yes.
We'll talk a little bit about that. That was a setup, right?
We provide support groups, and it's not necessarily counseling, individual counseling. It's a group effort, and everyone that comes there comes because they want to be there. There are services to help people get through difficult times, such as a cancer journey, because as I mentioned, there's layers of self, and it's emotional, mental, and physical. So combining those things together is a really beautiful thing.
Great. So the support that comes through those groups serves as counsel.
Yes, it
Wise
does.
counsel.
And it's people that are maybe going through similar circumstances.
And these are facilitated groups.
Yes, by licensed master social workers.
Nice.
Yes.
What about children? Is there something at Gilda's for children?
Absolutely. We have a really wonderful group of facilitators that work with the children, and we also go in to the Grand Rapids Public School.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We provide a group called Tough Stuff. It's a 4-week session. We do grief groups in the Grand Rapids Public and other areas of Grand Rapids. So we are expansive in terms of what we provide, and that we have something for everyone.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking of children who may be battling with grief and don't even know it. They could have lost a loved one to cancer, or they could be battling, an illness themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we go into the schools and we help facilitate those groups, and first identify that you are grieving and this is going on. And then we also help them first identify it and find ways within themselves. What can we do? Some of them are artists. Some of them enjoy music. And those are areas that you can tap into when you're going through a difficult time, such as cancer and or grief.
Mm-hmm. So in identifying their interests, you can promote not just only survival skills, but flourishing skills.
Yes.
To help them flourish
Yes.
through the midst of it. Well, the old folks used to say trouble don't last always, right?
Yes.
I'm glad Gilda's is around to do that. Again, the event that is going to be taking place is open and it is free.
It's free.
It's on Saturday the 24th, and it will give people an opportunity to come and express Black love.
Yes.
Take the last few minutes of our conversation here and just tell the listening audience what you want them to know. I appreciate you being here today for sure, and having this conversation. We can smile and talk about life because when people hear the word cancer, oftentimes they get afraid, especially in the
Yes.
Black community, and they draw back and become silent. And like you said, those bitternesses and those unforgiveness situations just get covered up with the grief of what people are dealing with. So go ahead and give us a pitch to look at it differently.
The pitch to look at it differently. Well, when I think about, and it's not a pitch for me,
Sure.
it's my work. When I think about getting support, I think about space to be angry and be supported right there, and not try to change it. Let them address it so that they can move through it and not around it. Giving yourself the opportunity to express what you're feeling with light minds, and getting that support and validation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Tell us how to get a hold of you again.
Okay, you can get a hold of us at Gilda's Club Grand Rapids at 1806 Bridge Street. And you can give us a call at 616-453-8300, or you can email us at gildasclubgrandrapids.org.
Wow. Ms. Tracy Whiting, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate the opportunity to
Thank
talk.
you for having me.
I'm sure it won't be the last time we support Gilda's, and we're glad that there is a voice and a smile when it comes to talking about Black love and walking through this journey. So thank you for being here today. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Great. You've been tuned into and listening to Community Voices with Tarence Lauchie on 91.9 FM, The People's Choice. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for more exciting things coming from the station, and we look forward to seeing you next time here on Community Voices.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Community Voices with your host, Tarence Lauchie. Community Voices can be heard every Friday at 12 noon. This radio roundtable features community, business, and religious leaders that discuss current events and topics that impact our urban community. If you would like to be a guest, or if you have a suggested topic, contact the station today at 616-259-7342. Until next week, let your voice be heard in the community.